Hey guys, how are you? So, I wanted to talk a little bit about today about complacency. I was talking with a friend yesterday and we had a nice, good talk. And he admitted that men definitely get complacent in relationships. I think all of us women know this already. However, it was very satisfying, or maybe not satisfying, it was gratifying or something to hear a man actually admit that men get very complacent in relationships. So I wanted to just kind of put that out there as another food for thought for anyone who cares. Is basically I want to talk about the definition of complacency. I actually looked it up. So let's see. What does it mean to be complacent? Actually, the definition kind of surprised me when I read it, as far as the first word, which is self-sufficient. Self-sufficient. No, not self-sufficient. Sorry, scratch that. Self-satisfied. Self-satisfied. Okay, so pleased, especially with oneself and one's merits, advantages, situation, often without awareness of some potential danger or defect. And then it says self-satisfied. The voters are too complacent to change the government. Synonym: untroubled, unbothered, smug, agreeable, and eager to please. So anyway, that's the exact definition, which I thought was kind of interesting. Self-satisfied. So so that's the actual definition. And then I thought it was kind of interesting when you ask some of the other questions, as Google likes to pose when you type something in. It says, does complacency mean lazy? And actually, no, complacency is not laziness. Complacency is an overconfidence or self-satisfaction, smugness that breeds from success and makes us unaware of potential dangers or threats. Then another one that I had looked at said complacency. What is complacency in relationships? What is complacency in relationships? Complacency is a level of comfort whereby you don't feel like you need to actively put in extra effort to keep the relationship afloat. So this came up because I find it interesting, because I was sharing with a younger friend, a younger male friend, family member. I actually told him, I was giving him some advice. I said, whatever you do to get that woman that you are after right now, remember, whatever you are doing, you need to keep doing that to keep her. Okay? Don't get complacent, because this is where I see a lot of guys go wrong, and married men and in relationships in general. They think once they get this woman that they can just kind of stop altogether and not have to do anything to keep her. Not have to do what they were doing to get her in the first place. So it's kind of like, yeah, you do need to think about the person that you are, getting with, and what you're doing actively to make her like you, if you want to say, because that should be really your guideline. Okay, if you want to say your guideline, or your baseline. That's what I'm trying to say. Your baseline to what you should be able to continue to do in the relationship. Of course, I'm not talking about when health conditions arise and when other, conditions or situations, because there's an ebb and flow to life. So if you lose a job and your money is not the same and all of that, I think anybody who really loves you, who's really truly in love with you, is going to be able to understand that situation and is not gonna hold you to the same standards. Okay? However, the same level of interest that you put in to that person to get her, like, the good morning text messages, the good night text messages. And I mean, if you guys are together and you're living together, you might not necessarily be saying good morning over text, maybe in person, but are you saying it at all? And like, as far as even good night and things like that, just the things that you would do normally, or whatever you did, like I said initially, to get her. This is so that you do not become complacent. And why is it that it seems like people can get complacent? And I don't want to come down just on men, because I do feel like there are women who have done this too. I mean, I think anybody can be guilty of it, right? So in general, I feel like there is maybe a spirit of inside of you that's maybe not a forward thinking, always moving, looking to grow, change. Some people I have noticed that change to them is scary. Some people I have met, when it comes to making changes, like if a new job, or maybe moving into a new house, even sometimes just moving the furniture around their house, there are some people who are just like not doing that. They're not big on changing anything. They're more scared of change. And there's people like me who, like I said, I change my furniture all the time. I'm like my grandmother like that. I change the furniture around the house all the time. I will definitely change a job. I mean, I have no problem if a job is not, when I was working a regular job, not self-employed or whatever, but I had no problem switching out or whatever when I felt like I wasn't being treated correctly or they weren't giving me my schedule. I would just start looking for another one. And I always found another one. I also have no problem like moving. I'm the type of person to get up and move, but I'm always like basically forward thinking and always like looking to change and seeing how I could better the situation, or better my situation, better somebody else's situation, like better in general, make things better, stronger, grow. I mean, that's to me the epitome of being an abundant thinker, and knowing that God put us here on earth for that purpose. I mean, the ground grows food for us to eat. And every year, as the seasons change, the different types of food are being, harvested. There's always change. There's always, the seasons are changing, the trees are changing. And so I don't know. I think that's the reason why I'm not complacent, if you want to say. Yeah, I think for me, I honestly think that complacency would scare me. I actually think I would be scared if somebody said to me that you're becoming complacent. I think I would probably actually feel scared. I think I would feel nervous in my stomach. And especially not in a relationship. Yeah, maybe it's also because I do tend to be a little adventurous, like as far as like wanting to try new things, go places or whatever. But I think that it is something that men should, think about, or anybody in a relationship should think about, as far as, when you get complacent and you feel like you can treat your partner any type of way because you've got them. So, maybe you got them knocked up and they got your kids or whatever. Maybe you bought a house and she wouldn't have any place else to live or something because she's not working on her own or whatever it is that you think you've done, or that however you feel like you've secured that person. To be honest, anything but that person's heart, anything but you having that person's heart is not secure, and you shouldn't be complacent. You shouldn't get complacent. And so for me, yeah, in a relationship, if I don't have your heart, I don't want you. That's just all there is to it. If I am not the key to your heart, if I can't be the key to your heart, if I can't get to your heart, I don't even want you. And if you don't have my heart, then you better not get complacent. Because if what you're doing is breaking my heart, if you're actually breaking my heart, no. You better not get complacent. You should not get, especially with a very, very like forward-thinking woman like myself who likes to always get out there and meet new people and all of that. I like to, go places. I mean, even with my kids, I was that way with my kids. I mean, I packed my kids up in the car and we went places. We did things all the time. I just think about it like, wow. And I see this, I really do see this a lot. So anyway, it says in here, what does it mean? What are the signs of complacency? And it says, here are some signs to watch out for. Disengagement, lack of investment in yourself or others, disinterest in the opportunities or promotions, loss of passion for your work or person, less thinking before action, shortcuts, frequent mistakes, minimal initiative. Well, those are some signs that you can be watching out for, either in your partner or in yourself. Just ask yourself if you are complacent. Okay, and then it says, what is complacent love? So let's see if we can pull out some. No, it doesn't give any good examples of that. Let's see. Oh, here we go. How do you break complacency? Having a high degree of self-awareness. Self-awareness goes a long way in combating complacency, because workers can catch when something is off, or when they notice they don't have the right mindset, or your partner. Take time to help your partner or your workers grow their ability to become more self-aware. So, to be honest, I think that in a relationship, I think most people, if you have become complacent, I think you're probably aware of it. I think you are probably aware of it. And a lot of times, you don't want to actually look at the real answer. You don't want to look at it. And it's because, yeah, you just don't want to. And I really do. I think this is like, because I haven't known a person yet that I have met, when you talk to them about a relationship or whatever, who have said, who if complacency was the issue, like, or when they stopped doing some of the things to keep that person or whatever, they said they knew it. Yeah, they pretty much said they knew it. So I think it's something that you should think about, or maybe ponder. You know, if you are in a relationship right now, think about what you did to convince that woman or man to be with you, and then ask yourself, are you still doing those same things? And if not, why? Why are you not? Because whatever that answer is, that real answer why you're not doing that, will point to if you really should even be in that relationship. Because I think if you really love the person, right? If you really love them and you're in the relationship for real love, then I think you won't have a problem looking at yourself and making whatever changes you needed to make so that you're not complacent. Anyway, just some more food for thought. Bye.